Hey, Bravehearts. I told you I was going to come back with Rami. And as you can see, Rami's got a little covering here, and that is the port drain, okay? So, Rami, are you okay to tell everybody your little story?
I am, Bill.
Okay, I'm going to come a little closer here because she'll probably speak too light, okay? Not too light, but she speaks soft, okay? You know, I roar, she meows. Meow. Okay, go ahead, Rom.
Okay. Well, it all started 3 weeks ago, and I went to two dentists because I had an abscess, but it was huge. It was a baseball here. The second day.
Okay, so she had an abscess. You don't mind if
No, please.
I'm gonna just help her out, and talk slowly, okay? Okay, but okay. So it was actually a wisdom tooth.
It was.
What happened to it?
It broke eating granola.
It broke eating the granola. Okay, so how long ago was that?
That was a month ago.
A month ago. A month ago. And then when it broke, did you know it broke?
I didn't, because I guess it broke in the bottom part, and then the granola stayed in there for one day. The next day was when I was swollen, and then Wednesday's when I went to the dentist the first day in the morning, and they put me immediately in antibiotics because it was huge. They couldn't open my mouth, and I was in antibiotics for seven days. But during that time, I kept calling the dentist and saying, it's getting worse, I can't talk.
And what did he say?
Oh no, wait, that's normal. It's part of healing. And I was like, I can't. It was so painful. By the time I showed up next Wednesday, which was the next appointment, the doctor saw me and she was like, oh my God, you need to go to the emergency room right now. And I go, what emergency?
How big was your face?
It was literally a baseball here and a baseball down here.
Now get this, everyone. I want you to understand something. We're not pointing fingers, but the reality is this. In the next 2 to 5 years, understand everybody's got monkeypox, COVID, economic depression. My family's cracking up on their mind. Doesn't matter if they're professionals. If you're a professional in the health business and you are not in the present moment and you're not calm, and you're not present with your patients, bad things happen. She, if she was a different person, she could sue with what would happen to her. And understand something. Suing is not the way to go. But I will say this, and we talked, right? Is it okay if I be honest?
Yes, please.
I told her this only happened because she does not stand up for herself. And life will give you lessons, and then it'll give you a baseball bat to the face.
This time a ball.
This time the ball hit her, the big ball, and it stayed on her face. And I'm going to tell you something. Well, you tell the story. So anyway, so the dentist said, this is natural, this is healing.
Yeah. So I went, they said a surgeon, oral surgeon, so I looked for one, and I could not find one at that moment.
There you go.
So, because it was, I just couldn't even talk anymore. It was the most horrible, painful I've had in my life. And so
But think about it, everyone. The size of a softball in her face. And it was all pus.
Yeah.
So understand something. Infection's not good. And you gotta, and remember what I told you? That all swelling, all pain, all redness, and all stiffness are blocks. And you gotta get rid of those blocks. And those blocks are dams. And those dams are gonna make a damn mess. Oh, keep going, sweetie.
So then I found another doctor that has an oral surgeon that I used to go to before, another dentist. Got there, they said they could help me. Took me again. They said, oh my God, the medicine was not enough. We're going to give you another medicine. So they did. Okay,
stronger antibiotics.
Yep.
So understand something. You go ahead and don't take responsibility for your body. Believe that they're keeping an eye on it for you. And you keep complaining to a medical doctor, you're just going to get stronger drugs. Okay? And then when the drugs no longer work, then a knife's coming for you.
Yeah.
And then when the knife no longer works, they'll start drugs, and then it'll be chemo and radiation, because guess what? Now you've deprived the oxygen from the cells by 35%, and now you've got what they call cancer, which is just a name. It's actually just stage 4 inflammation. Then you inflame, you ate up the oxygen, so now your cells have to live off lactic acid and sugar because there wasn't enough oxygen. And that's the God's truth. Go ahead, love.
So I went, so that dentist said, you need, you know, they did all this x-rays, which anyway, and said, we can't go in there. Let's do another 7 days. So that was Wednesday, Thursday. By Thursday night, Friday morning, I called, I said, I need help. Now it was red down here, like almost purple. It was horrible. And so I showed
Red
up.
inflammation, purple means that she is actually tissue rotting. Tissue rot. You need to get that. And understand something, everyone. That is what happens when you use our clapper and you clap. If you bruise, that's only showing you the tissue rot and the infection that's in that part of your body. So you need to understand this. Okay, so healthy people do not bruise. Healthy people do not rot. Okay? And we rot first on an emotional level before a physical level. And guess what? When she was feeling rotten because she could not be everything to her children.
Yep, that's exactly
Okay, where are you now?
Oh no, I'm gonna.
No, but what happened?
So then after that, I went Friday, and he said, no, you gotta, no, they didn't take me Friday, and I waited till Saturday. That was me not standing up for myself, and I know it, and that will never happen again to me.
And understand something, she could have lost her life, and she could have lost her life because the feeling of failure with your children, which every mother will go through, because understand something, you are given a manual that every mother is given that is corrupted, contaminated, and conflicted with bullshit. And you go and try to use that manual to heal your family, and all you will do is feel like an empty vessel and drained and feel a failure. And you go ahead and you do that, and you will pay. You will pay. And understand something. Welcome to planet Earth. Anyways.
Yep. So I waited till Saturday, and then it went Saturday, and he said the same thing. Oh my gosh, they're just not doing enough for you. You're gonna have to wait till you finish and then finally I said, no, but he didn't even get close. And so finally he got close, and I said, this is not, I was just like, I can't even talk. It's horrifying. I mean, I was taking 800 milligram Tylenol every 4 to 6 hours because I could not with the pain.
Okay, and I'll tell you something. Somebody's saying here, hyperbaric chamber. Trust me, everyone. You do know an Avicin will oxygenate the body a lot more than a hyperbaric chamber. Okay, so, and the reality is, hyperbaric chamber wouldn't have done it. If you let us tell the story, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to find out. Okay, let's do this.
So then they said, go to the emergency room right now, any emergency. I'm like, what are they going to do? They don't even know what to do. They said, just go. So Saturday, of course, I started looking for oral surgeons. They're all not working Saturday, or they're gone, or they're busy. It was like, by that time, it was like 11:30, 12. And so we got home, went to the emergency room. When I got there, to a big hospital, they said, I don't think we can do anything. He's like, you can't even open your mouth, and we don't have specialists here, so I don't think we can do anything. I mean, we can look at you, but that's all we can do. And they got me in, and then I said, they're going to look at me for what? Everybody's just looking at me, right? And so I left, and again, waited, because I went to another hospital, the same thing, 2 hospitals here, huge hospitals. And they said, we don't have specialists. So Monday came, and I found an oral surgeon really close. He was amazing. And I walked in, he said, oh my God, he said, I can't do anything here. This should have been done 2 weeks ago. And I told him the whole story. He's like, I cannot believe they let you go one time without helping you and guiding you where to go with what you have. This is horrifying. And he was amazing. He sent me to a hospital where there's specialists in oral surgery and know how to do the right thing.
Go ahead.
I was admitted in the hospital, and they were going to try to do the surgery that Monday, but the surgeon was in the surgery room were all taken till 12 night. So they did it on Tuesday, and same thing, the oral surgeon that I got, which, you do find some great people, and I think he was probably the one that he came in, and he right before the surgery, he walked in, he said, I just, don't get me talking, he said, but you should not be here. This should have been fixed a long time ago. This is terrible what they did to you. I look at you and I can't believe you're here. And he said, let's just get this done with and you're going to be fine. And then I got surgery.
I'll tell you a story. This happened about 3 years ago. So one of my patients came in and he was actually had an infection down in his groin region. And I said, it's blocked. I said, I can't do anything with this. It's just too big and it's too blocked. I said, you're going to need to cut that out. So he went in and they said, no, there's nothing there. And he called me and I went down there and I said, we're not leaving. We're staying here. We're staying here until you do it. So anyways, they wouldn't do it. And we said, we're not leaving. I'm demanding that you do surgery on him, because if you don't, if this busts, he's going to be in big trouble. So anyways, they did do the surgery and they took a golf ball out of a golf ball, hard pus, dead tissues. Yeah, that could have killed him.
Yeah.
Could have killed him. So the reality is the medical system is great for emergencies, but you know what? They need to move on this, because that's what. But you should never ever have. You should never have to go to a doctor unless you're in some kind of car accident or sports injury.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking after yourself, right, and really caring for yourself, it wouldn't have happened.
It wouldn't have happened.
So it's not your fault. But you know, the universe always teaches you. And you know what? The universe has knocked on your door, and this time it knocked the door down.
Yes.
And it said, listen to me, you want to rise? You want to be a high vibrational being? Then you got to love and care for yourself first and foremost, and show your kids how to do it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm doing now, Daryl. I after this, everything that I've had learned from Daryl for so many years of looking at his videos, which I thought I had it, but now it all comes really clear. And I'm so sad that this had to happen to me, and I let this happen to me to learn. But please don't let this happen to you. Because
do not feel like a failure with your family. Do not feel like a failure with your life. Mm-hmm. And understand something. You've been given a hammer and they said, go tighten these screws. Mm-hmm. They screwed you. They screwed you. And understand something. Find people that really have made it already, and you can tell, I'd like to be them. Then learn from them. Mm-hmm. Listen, don't hang around with the same people. You'll remain the same. You know, you're only the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most. Find new people that are challenging themselves and challenging life all the time. Break from the herd, guys. Okay, so now what happens?
So, well, right before the surgery, actually, the thing exploded from the outside, which is horrible to say, but everything, thankfully, the doctor was really happy that happened, because a lot came out, and then I got the surgery, so that helped a lot. And now the thing started, not then, it was all great when I got the surgery. After 2 days of being in the hospital, you know, they start saying, you know, the first day I get there, this doctor that hadn't even seen me, she's like, the surgeon said I'm leaving Thursday, and she's like, oh no, I don't think you're going anywhere. And she goes, at least 8 days, at least. And I'm like, but the doctor, and she's like, no. And she wouldn't even get close to me. She was up at the door in the room, not even getting close, and didn't even check what I had. Didn't know anything, didn't know. She just came in and
remember
said,
something, sickness is a health. A sickness is a financial game. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a financial game. Remember when the C thing was going on and the hospitals were getting $13,500 for everyone who passed away with the C? Understand something. Wakey time now. You guys have a really great healthcare plan, don't you?
We do.
Okay,
We
so
do, yeah.
milk the monkey, as I would say. Okay, I wrote a song about that, milk the monkey. Okay, and that's what they were doing. They were milking the monkey. Okay, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to put them down. And you know what? We all get greedy, and we better watch it, because greed is going to fly back in our face. And they were getting a little greedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then from there it started, because the doctor, the surgeon was amazing. He kept saying, you're leaving, you got to leave Thursday. Your blood work's coming out great. And all. Oh, so then I talked to Daryl.
Tell them what you did the day before.
Yeah.
Okay, on Wednesday, she got checked, and they said, your blood work is terrible.
Yeah, terrible. That one.
She started the mushrooms on Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, yeah.
Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wednesday
she got the
night.
blood work on Thursday. These are the thunder shrooms, guys. Critical care.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, I have the holy grail
Yeah, amazing.
of restoring the immunity. If you think I'm kidding, we're talking about people that are in critical care, and within 24 to 36 hours, they have a turnaround.
Yeah, no, and that,
Now, I'm not going to
I
say
felt it.
everybody, but I'm going to tell you, I told her, because Michael was really worried, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I don't know, maybe we should do the PICC line. Tell them what they wanted to do to
Yeah.
you.
So I took the mushrooms, the shrooms, and then the next day they said your blood works
The thunder
amazing.
shrooms.
The thunder shrooms.
Yeah.
The surgery.
One day,
But
they said, your blood work is amazing.
Yes.
From 24 hours that you are in big trouble to amazing.
yeah, and it wasn't even 24 hours because that was at 6 o'clock in the morning when they took this.
Right.
do
So
the
it was
blood.
12
So it was
hours.
12 hours.
So you took them maybe 3 times?
2 times.
2 times, and that was only 3 taken twice.
Yeah.
Please, I need you to understand something. Our thunder shrooms are 90 years old. They're grown on the side of trees way up in the Asian mountains, and there's only 2 people that sell these on the planet, and I'm one of them. And understand something. I am so blessed, and I've been trying to actually be the one that would sell them in this part of the world for the last year and a half. And understand, when people take these, they rock. And they're not cheap.
Amazing.
They're not cheap. They're like $350 a bottle.
But you know what? To me, it's like how much. Even though we have a great insurance, just being admitted in the hospital,
Go ahead.
we just gave away in a way because it's just to be admitted $5,000 because and then they're like that's totally separate check from what you're getting starting right now. That was that same Monday when I got admitted. So you're spending how much money in something that what guarantees you they're going to do something while you're spending $350. Maybe if you need 5 weeks of the thunder shrooms, then how much you spend, and it's your life, and it gets your life back. It's amazing. I felt the change.
Okay, so
immediately.
last night, okay, I'm going to tell you this, and you can believe it or not, but her face, okay, was 90. Well, let's put it this way. I worked on you, what, 40 minutes?
Less.
30 minutes? I don't remember. But I worked on her about 30 minutes, and I brought her face down by 80%.
Amazing.
And you can believe it or
And it was
not.
in 30 minutes that because I didn't even want to go out because I was still in like brain pain. My brain was hurting all morning long. I didn't want to be.
Her vagus nerve, the cord here felt like a steel cable.
No, it was.
It was both sides. So that means that even if she wanted to calm down, she would never. She would stay in a parasympathetic state. So that's why her brain was on fire. So I had to go in and release the vagus nerve. Yeah. And understand, every one of you that are sick, every one of you that are terrified and fearful, your vagus nerve is in a lockdown state of fear mode. And so that means that you're not going to release any of the beautiful dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphin hormones. You're only going to be releasing histamine, adrenaline, cortisol, and you will not be able to sleep. Did you sleep the night before?
No, last night. So it's been since the surgery that I had that brain pain. And yesterday after Daryl worked, first I was like, I'm not going out anywhere because there were.
Yeah, well, you couldn't go out because
No.
it was. I'm telling you guys, it was out this. Was it out this far?
Yes,
And down
then my
here,
face here is
right
like
here, it was a big bump.
Yeah.
You would not. If I would have done a video of this, the whole world would have been shocked.
Yeah.
Okay, as I'm working on her husband's sitting there, you're moaning and groaning because, I said there's going to be pain here, but as much as I work on you, I will, instead of 6 weeks, we will have you back on your feet in 6 days. And Michael's going, I don't know about that. And he was so scared he's going to lose her. He said we should probably do the PICC line, and they were going to put that into her heart. The PICC line was going to go into her heart, and they were going to dump
kill the
these-
infection,
to ki-
supposedly.
to kill the infection, and she was going to have it for 6 weeks. Do you know what that would have done to her? So that would have been rolling the dice. Hope it works.
Yeah.
The infection's gone, but is the patient still alive?
Yeah.
So anyways,
And they didn't want to let me out of the hospital without that PICC line. So they kept us in. So I was supposed to be released Saturday morning. We left the hospital at 5 something because they didn't want to let me out because I didn't want that PICC line. And they were like, no. And they started doctors coming in, putting fear on me, saying that I was in danger, my life was in danger, and all this stuff, saying you can't leave. And I said, I'm leaving today. And my husband backed me up. I mean, I was roaring that. That's where I know that I'm roaring now, Daryl, because I was like, I'm not staying. I don't care if I'm going to die. I'm not staying here one more second. And my husband backed me up. Because he saw the strength, and he said, okay, we're leaving. And he's like, doon, let's get out of here. And they started sending doctors with scaring me. And then they said, if you don't leave here with the pick, we're gonna have to cut half of your bone off because
the infection is now in the bone, and they said we're gonna have to go and we're gonna cut part of your jaw away. And okay, so what did I tell you, Romy? I said, listen, do whatever you want. I said, I am not telling you what to do, but if I was in your shoes, I'd get the hell out of there. And I promise you, I said that if you do the shrooms and you let me work on you, we will take it from 6 weeks to 6 days. Now, we will come back here in 6 days and she will be completely healed. Now, today she was supposed to get the port out that was draining. And guess what? Tell them what happened after I worked on you for 30 minutes last night. For one thing, the port wasn't draining anything. She was so blocked. She was so dammed up in here that the infection was just piling up. She was in a miserable state, guys.
Yesterday morning, yeah.
So they were right that she should have never left the hospital. They were right that they should get a pick in their heart, but they weren't right because I'm her friend.
Yes, he's my savior. No, seriously, I yesterday when they got here, I was like, I can't walk. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to be in my room in the dark. And I'm glad I'm out of the hospital, and I know I'm going to heal. And I stayed in until Daryl came home, and then he said, I'm going to work on you now.
And she didn't want me to work on her. And Mike's like,
I was still like this.
No, don't touch her. I said, Mike, please. I'm going to go in. It's going to be gentle. I said, she's probably going to moan a little bit. And then she's going to release some tears. Okay? Because of all this stress of thinking she's going to die. Well, everything happened like that. Mike's sitting there going, wow, it's happening.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Every 5 minutes I go, Michael, can you take a look at her face where I worked? And he goes, oh my God, it's gone.
He was in awe. And it was amazing. And then he finished. He's like, Daryl's like, let's go to dinner. And I'm like, but I couldn't even do this. I could not do this.
She couldn't open her mouth, guys. It's like this. That's it. Right there.
Yeah, to get the shrooms in there.
You could get a little nail.
I had to push them, and they would like tear, and I would drink the water real fast because they couldn't even fit in there. I couldn't talk. And after he said, let's go to dinner, and I'm like, I'm moving.
Okay, she couldn't move her neck, and she had full neck motion after I worked on this side for 10 minutes and then this side for 10 minutes. I did her C7, and then I also did her head to get rid of the burning pain in her brain. And understand something, guys. After I worked on you, how was your drain? How was this draining?
Oh, so we went to dinner, which I haven't eaten in a month.
She had a bowl of soup. Show them how big it was.
Seriously, this big. It's like a tub.
And she ate the whole thing.
The whole thing. The whole thing. I haven't eaten like this in a month.
And guess what I did? They brought organic bean dip, okay? And I went and took the taco chips, and I didn't. Oh my God, they must have made them. And I never eat them. But you know what? I was so starving yesterday, and I thought, and I'm waiting for my food, and I go and I did the chips, and guess what? I was up all last night.
Yeah.
I had a real. You see this? I did this in my sleep. I must have pinched here because I do that in my sleep. I'll pinch like, oh my God, Daryl, you're. Anyway, so you can see where I pinched it. But I had probably, let's say, about 10 or 12 of them, but the canola oil just ripped me apart. So I just say this. So around 3 o'clock in the morning, okay, I got to tell the truth because these stories are real.
Yeah.
So 3 o'clock in the morning, I go, I can't take it. I'm blowing up here. So I go and I take 2 teaspoons of baking soda with about 16 ounces of water. So then I get to spend the next 2 hours on the toilet, but thank God, at least it's coming out. Okay, the farting and at one point I really truly believe that if I were to just bend over, I could have probably shot that through the eye of a needle at 20 feet. I'm just saying. And there would be a Guinness record there. Okay, so anyway, so tell them what was coming out of the port.
So when after he did that, we went to, my husband changed my it was pouring out with the pus. Like it was draining so much there was water, and Mike's like, oh my God, this is so dirty. So he changed it, and it's been draining ever since really well. Amazing. And I feel it's a little bit just the pain from all the surgery they did down here. Other than that, I feel like I don't know. I'm alive. I'm alive.
I'm
again.
alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
guess what? So she was supposed to get the port out today. And yesterday, before I worked on her, I said, get that port out because it's just irritating you.
Yeah.
And then today she wanted to get it out. And I said, don't get it out because I'm going to work on her right now. I'm only going to work on her lightly. Where I've worked already, I can't go in deep again. I'm just going to make sure that there's no glicky stickiness in there that's going to block anything up. And we can come back on tomorrow if you want. But after I work on her in about 2 hours, or maybe about 1 to 2 hours, this white thing here is going to look yellow brown, and there'll be no swelling left in her face. And understand something. I got to tell you something right now. Okay, while I'm working on her, Michael's going, I don't know, man, maybe we should have did the PICC line. And I'm going, Michael, just relax, because, it's very hard to hear your wife and I moaning and groaning. And I said, listen, moan and groan. When you moaned and groaned, it helped, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
It helped me get in.
I released everything. I think I
And
had
then
for
you
20
and then
years.
you had a little emotional cry to release all the stress, and thank God I'm alive.
Yeah.
And that's when everything started to let go.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing.
lighten the load, baby. You know what? There's nothing wrong with crying, but when you cry over the same thing every day, you might be calling yourself a little insane, okay? Okay?
Yeah.
So anyway, so tell them where you at now.
So I feel amazing. I'm so thankful first that, I was so sad that this came right when the course is coming in McKinney. I was like, why? I'm a month away and it's been this whole process. But now, even though it's, I'm so thankful because I don't know what I would have done without Gerald. My life from yesterday, even after the surgery, which I'm so thankful for that doctor that did what he had to do. But after that, Daryl working with me yesterday, on me yesterday, has changed my life. And I feel like I feel like when this is gone, I'm not only going to just be healed with this, but my body and all the emotions that I've been holding on to for so many years that are just dumb things, but you keep them.
Sometimes, you know what, source, creator, whatever you want to call it, will take you to the edge of the cliff and say, do you really want to drop?
But the great thing is this time when he did it, he sent Gerald to me that weekend that I was supposed to come out, which to me, it is God's blessing that Gerald came that Saturday when I was leaving the hospital. So this has been...
And understand something, there's nothing amazing about me, okay? It's the creator of this universe that we need to thank, okay? It's teamwork, okay? Never forget, you're not alone. You're not alone. But you've got to have faith in your healing, and you've got to love yourself enough to allow it.
Yes.
Right?
I do now.
Right?
I do now, 100%.
We're gonna be at the McKinney lecturing live tonight. If you live around McKinney or Prosper or Dallas,
Plano, Dallas.
yeah, it's free and okay. And
Even the border to Oklahoma, you guys can come over.
yeah, so we'll be there
Sherman.
at 5 o'clock. If you are limping or have a problem physically, I'm going to show the work live and prove that your body's amazing. Understand, we don't get rid of the scar tissue. All we do is get rid of the block that is not allowing the spirit energy, the lymph, and the blood flow to bring the life force back. When you bring the life force back to any part of the body that is in pain, swelling, redness, stiffness, tumor, doesn't matter what it is. Listen, I'm going to tell you something, guys. Nobody gets rid of a disease. They just bring back your spirit. See, your spirit is missing in a certain part of the body because every frequency is an emotion. And every emotion, if it's a negative one, and you don't know how to process properly, it gets stored. And that's why we say issues in the tissues. That's why the emotional becomes the physical. Rami? Yeah.
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 And you know what? It's amazing how when Daryl was working on me, where I had like two balls that I thought not really, I don't know, it was weird, that I thought were part of my head now, because they've been there so many years.
Yeah, they're two horns and they're right here and they're bumps. They should never be there. And those are all caused because of anxiety and stress. And you tighten those muscles, and every time you do, the insertion is up here, and that's why you have these bumps back here.
And that you can't really feel as your hair's weird. It just, now that I don't have them, I'm like, oh my God, that's why I was in pain all the time.
See, she was a little devil. She had horns.
I did. Well, they were down here.
They call them the eyes in the back of your head. And when you actually work on the back of your head, your eyes, you can see clear.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's amazing.
The body is amazing. Life is amazing. I truly love my life, but I also know that I'm really going to have to be on my game because people are going to lose their stuff. You watch, everybody's doing better now in the summertime because they, you know what the Psycho Rich said? Oh, we'll give them off the summer and then we're going to slap them right in the fall. So watch what happens, okay? So you better be working on not reaction, but personal action. Not reaction, but personal action. You better be working on going inside and stop looking for answers outside because they're not there. And you better mind your own business and stop fixing people because you're going to find out that you're broken. Okay? Yeah.
So thank you, Daryl, because
you're welcome. And just know this, not that you want to, but
he's not from this world. He's like an angel from another planet.
Don't. No.
He's amazing.
No, listen, that's not true because I'll tell you something. Okay? When I was little, I was called the little devil and I was called the wild one. Okay? And I was pretty bad. Okay? For goodness sakes. So anyways, just know this, not that you want to, but we've got 2 more places left for our course if you want to come. The Whole Life Coach certification here in McKinney, Texas, and the Wolfe Non-Surgical. From here, I go to Ixtapa, and I'm doing 1 course in there in September. And then I leave there and I go to Barrie, Ontario. The first course is full, but the second one still has room, guys, if you live in Barrie, Ontario in Canada. And then after that, I come back to Ixtapa, do another one in October. And then guess what? I finish off November the 7th in Bonita Springs, Florida. And I'm doing 3 lectures there. And everywhere where I go to teach, I always do free lectures, okay? And you know what? I put them up on Facebook. And I get myself into trouble because of my mouth sometimes. But the reality is, truth can be a hard pill to swallow. And I keep on trying to tell the truth because I want to live the truth. And, yesterday a lady commented from yesterday on my one-a-day this morning because she said, you were a little harsh. You called me out. And you know what? I apologize to her because I'm not perfect, guys. Okay? I'm not perfect by any means. And I'm not telling you that I know everything. I know a little bit and I know it pretty good. That's about it. But understand something. Let's just keep telling the truth. And that is that we were created by God Almighty. Let's act like it. And understand something. You're not a sinner. You're not a failure. And all you had to do was just love yourself. And if you do that, you'll shine the light. And then your family will follow you. Leave your family alone. Leave everybody alone. And go inside and shine that light bright. God bless. What would you like to tell them, Rami?
Just stand in your power. Stand in your power no matter what, because we know what the God created inside of us, and we got to just stand up. So
yeah, we do.
Daryl.
We do. And guess what, guys? This is just one small little game called Planet Earth in the universe, okay? We are infinite beings. Why don't we act like it, okay? God bless. Welcome back, Bravehearts. I'm here with Rami, and we're going to be calling this part 2. So if you haven't seen part 1, you're going to want to type in Rami part 1. All of our stuff goes on Telegram, on Doc of Detox Telegram, Braveheart on Telegram. It also goes on BitChute. It also goes on, where else does it go on? Well, that's enough places, isn't it? All right, so this is part 2. And what Rami actually had is she had a bone infection, muscle infection in her face. Why don't we just kind of highlight, because yesterday she went and got the port taken out, didn't you?
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to talk about how that went with the doctor as well. Okay, and I want you to touch on today on just how much fear they created in you and your husband. And understand, we're not trying to make them look like the bad guys, because they're programmed to do that, okay? And understand something, You know, if me in the natural health business, if I created fear, okay, in my patients, let me tell you something. They would be talking about me. I would be taken to task that he does that to try to steal their money. Okay, he does that to try to sell products, to sell his treatments. But you see, you can actually be a medical doctor and create fear 24/7 and nobody thinks about it. I want you to think about this, how programmed you are. Okay, how about this one? Well, Mr. Jones, you've got 6 months to live. Well, understand, that's okay if you want to say it, but you know what? Who are you to tell people how long they're going to live? Seriously. And then because the white coats have been, you know, they're the greatest religion that has ever been put together. I mean, you need to really think about that. When they speak, God has spoken when it comes to health. Meanwhile, they're not in health. Now, but here's the deal. I want to say this. You go ahead and you tell Mr. Jones he has 6 months to live. But you better tell Mr. Jones that if he changes his personality, if he changes the way he has his day. So in choices, what if every one of his choices on an emotional, mental, and physical level changed? Well, Mr. Jones doesn't have 6 months. He might have 60 years. Definitely he will have at least 6 years. Okay, and understand something. You change the game, you change the rules. Okay, and those rules are for fools. Because what they do is everything that you get that comes out of a doctor's mouth, a medical doctor's mouth, they take statistics. Well, what if doctor, what if I decide not to be a statistic? What if I actually break away from the herd? I don't eat like them, drink like them, think like them. Okay, I don't watch what they watch. I don't talk the way they talk. Okay, what if I believed that I was a frequency being and everything that I do, I look for high frequencies? Would that still give me only 6 months to live, sir? And he would go, oh, well, I'm not really sure what you're talking about, frequency. But meanwhile, I want to tell you something before we start with Rami, and you better get this. Every one of their equipment checks your spirit. Every one of their pieces of equipment checks your energy levels. Every one of their equipment checks inflammation and your energy levels and the flow. But meanwhile, spirit doesn't matter. Diet doesn't matter. Detoxification doesn't matter. And then here's the other one, okay? Oh, and guess what? I'll be on at 5 o'clock Central Time today. So if there's someone that would like to challenge me on anything I've said here today, I want that. Because let's get this out on the table for all our brothers and sisters. And if I'm Dr. Wolfe and I'm leading people astray, then you need to straighten me out. You need to straighten me out. So understand something. Whether you want to believe this or not, they're checking your spirit energy. They're checking the amount of light that's inside of you. And understand this. You will never be in the present moment and own it until you unconditionally love yourself, because you'd have to be really selfish to start thinking about yourself on this planet. Okay? And that's the God's truth. And you know what? Where does the healing of the body come in? Okay? I'm going to tell you something. When I said something to Rami and Mike, I said it with this. But I didn't try to sell them on it, did I? Did I sell you on not getting the PICC line put into your heart and having it there for 6 weeks and running total a barrage of antibiotics that could probably wipe you out? I mean, you might as well go to the casino and take all your money, okay, and then just roll the dice one time and see if you win, because that's what you're doing. I'm not talking about bad or good for goodness sake. I'm telling you that, you know what? Take some responsibility and start making healthy choices. And understand something. You can program anybody to sell or do anything. Tell me that we can't. And tell me that people don't put money before people, and I'll tell you, you're full of it. The herd does. The herd will always do it. Wait until this next lockdown, and what people are going to say to you? Well, Mr. Jones, I'm just doing my job. Really? Well, you can take your job and shove it. And understand something. Stand in your authority on all times and all places in life. And I'm going to tell you something, Rami, and this is the truth. You know, Rami said, well, Daryl, since you met me, I've really grown. And I said, yes. But guess what? You're not grown up yet because you're still wearing the diaper. Because understand something. She would not have had this wisdom tooth problem where it cracked, food got in, and then the infection to be as big as a baseball on her face, and then they tell her that they're going to have to cut part of her bone away in her jaw and do a PICC line for 6 weeks and run antibiotics through her heart. Am I making this up?
No.
So I was just and I went, and this is only because she's a friend. I cannot do this, and I will not do this with a patient or a client. I will give them the facts, and then they'll take it. Dr. Wolfe, did you sales pitch this person? Yeah, and understand something, everybody that's a natural health practitioner, you make sure that you always say this. If I was in your shoes, this is what I would do. Because understand something, that's what you should always say. Never think that you know someone's life. Because I'm telling you something, the personality of that person is the reality. You can have somebody come in and they stand in their power and they could be on death's door and they're going to turn it around. You could have somebody come in and they hardly have anything wrong with them and they'll still end up dead because they have a personality that does not honor and respect themselves to hold a vibration high enough and strong enough to overcome the microbes. Because understand, terrain is everything. And whether you want to believe it or not, the invisible creates the physical. The biological is overruled by the psychological. So when I tell all my patients is if Rami walked into me, first thing I would do is I would assess her, okay, and I would say, what condition is she in? Because that's more important than the condition she has. Okay? That's more important. So then you might have to talk to your patient, your client in a different way and understand something. And then it's really great if their support team is with them, because then you're going to find out if they're a support team or just a fearful team that's going to bring that patient down. Whether you believe it or not, people with autoimmune diseases and people with a symptom called cancer, because cancer is just a symptom, there are no diseases, and cancer is just a symptom of fourth stage infection and inflammation. That's all that led to mutation because of lack of circulation, lack of oxygen, because Dr. Otto Warburg received the Nobel Prize twice for discovering the cause of cancer, which was lack of oxygen in the cell. So understand something, everybody, okay? And this is it, okay? You are a piece of meat being sold off by the pound. I'm not telling you to trust me either, but I'm telling you one thing. If I am truly your brother, if we are truly an earth family, then why aren't we acting like it? Why aren't we acting like it? And we're not. And I'm going to tell you something right now. You stop hurting yourself and you'll stop hurting others. Rami, why don't you tell them about, just highlight what it was like in the hospital and trying to really protect yourself. Seriously.
No, it is.
You have to speak up, love. Though.
Okay.
Even come closer if you want. Here, I'll move it.
Oh, that's heavy.
I know. Wow.
There.
In Texas, everything is big and heavy. Even the people. Okay.
Well, just the fear, like you're in the room and, they come in with a face that is like, you're dying and, everything's bad.
But I can understand it because they live in fear too, because do you know how much death and dying, and disease and suffering they see? Mm-hmm. You cannot, okay, and the main doctor surgeon said, the longer you stay here, Rami, the better chance you have of dying here.
Yeah.
That's what the main surgeon said at the hospital. Did he say that?
Yeah, he was, the two surgeons that I've seen, they're the only ones that have said, we don't like our people in the hospital because the longer they're there, the worse the chances are for them not coming out alive. And he wanted me out on Thursday and to go and heal at home. And he said, you need to get some sun. And I was like, wow, these two doctors really, helped me with confidence. And that really, even though I had Daryl and it's still so much fear coming all the time. And I'm not saying that the other nurses were nice. They were nice.
They were doing their job.
They were doing their job.
You gotta understand, they're doing their job.
But there are some doctors that create, like, their job is to sell what they want. It really isn't like, I care about what you have and I want to help you. It's like, I have to sell you this because you need to have what I'm telling you because that's the product. It's really a product.
So they had like one come in and then somebody would come in and give a stronger story and scare her, then another stronger story and scare her. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this right now. Hospitals do save lives, but they are still the third leading cause of death in North America. Okay, so what you need to do when you go to a hospital is you need to take an advocate with you. Yes or no?
Oh, absolutely.
Because when you're drugged up or when you're fearful, you need somebody thinking straight.
Yeah.
So you always, when you're going to a hospital, you make sure there's an advocate. And I'm going to tell you something. You family members, if you've got somebody sick, don't you dare tell me you can't take the time. You take the time, you make the effort, and you go in there and you stay there 24/7. Somebody sleeps there, somebody stays there. Make the right decisions, you know? Okay?
And if there's nobody, one thing that Mike, he was with me as much as he could because we have teenagers, he works, but I also was like, I don't want to talk to anybody until Mike is here. I just didn't, I'm not going to make a decision, or I would say no, and my husband's coming, and I'm here, and because if you just let him, you will never be out of there. You
Okay,
will never
so
be out of there.
I told Mike, okay, that, and Mike, you know what, he's a very smart, logical person, and I told him this. I said, you know, you're going to find out that when Rami starts taking the Thunder Shrooms critical care, that it will take no more than 12 hours, okay, and if I do some non-surgical on her tonight, it'll take no more than 12 hours to get her out of the point that you, because he really believed that you could die from this, because they kept saying you could die from this, right? Because they said the infection, osteomyelitis is, you know what, why don't they just tell it like it is? Because she didn't even know what osteomyelitis is. So we're sitting here right now and she goes, I don't know what it is. It sounds real bad. And I go, osteo means bone, my means muscle, and itis means inflammation. If they would have said, you've got inflammation in your muscles and bone because of an infection, you would then go, well, how do I get rid of the infection to reduce the inflammation so I can heal? You will never get told that by a doctor, because this has got to be in Greek, because you are a stupid moron. You wouldn't even understand it. Well, you didn't understand it, but guess what? It's kind of buyer beware. All you had to do was this.
Yeah.
Siri, what's osteomyelitis?
Here's what I found.
Okay, so here's what she found. Okay, it's probably backwards. But the reality is, why didn't Rami do this? Because we are taught to not question. And understand something, when it comes to people coming to me, I tell them that when you come, you better question me on all levels. You better challenge me on all levels. Even if I have the best interest for you and wanting to help you, what if somebody told me that, hey, Dr. Wolfe, we need to make another $10,000, the mortgage payment's due. You know, I might get a little bit, you know, yeah, this is my job thing, you know. No. Everybody's got good intentions, but don't you tell me that the majority of the population isn't ruled by money. This is just, I'm just doing my job. Yeah, whatever. So the reality is this. Look at, people are good, but their beliefs can really suck the life out of you if you don't watch it. So yesterday, anyways, if you haven't seen part 1, you got to go back and watch it. I worked on you, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I brought it down in 30 minutes of doing non-surgical on her face. Okay, and she still had the drain in here. And this is the God's truth. I brought it down by 78%, didn't I? In 30 minutes. Mike was like looking. He kept looking over and going, I go, Mike, now I'm going to work on this block. Now I'm going to work on this block. Now I'm going to work on this block. And every time I did it, boom. And then the port drain here, the actual padding filled up soaked with infection. Her whole face drained.
Yeah.
Now understand something. They weren't lying to her, because they said that this could kill you. And guess what? There's a very good chance that, you know what, in a couple weeks or a week or so, we're going to have to cut away your jaw. Yeah. Really? Okay? So, you know, you can program anyone, baby. Let me tell you that. Okay? But nobody's programming me, because I know that people are good, but they have bad beliefs. And that's that. And no, I'm Dr. Wolfe. I am not a miracle worker. I can teach, and this is the God's truth. And you're not going to like this. And people out there will think I'm disrespecting people. I can teach a 12-year-old how to do what I just did to Rami. I can teach a 12-year-old to tell Rami and Michael logic. Everything I've done with Rami and Michael, I could teach a 12-year-old. Let me tell you, you don't even know the God that really is the God that created everything. Because an 8-year-old can understand anything that needs to be done on this planet. And understand, you don't even know your body. You don't know where your liver is. You don't know where your gallbladder. You don't know. And when you go, oh, I have gut problems. No, you don't. You have large intestine problems or liver problems. You don't have gut problems. And understand something. There's no such thing as a slip disc. Seriously, guys. You know what? And every time that they use a word, they're going to use a Greek word because you are dumb moron. And you wouldn't understand if we tried to explain it to you. And tell me, when I said you had osteomyelitis, and I said, well, bone means osteo, my means muscle, okay, itis means inflammation. Now, could anybody put that together? A 6-year-old would understand that. So the reality is guess what? No, your doctor's not a genius. Everybody has genius in them, okay? So anyways, so that drained. And so now Michael is... So here's what happened. As soon as the face drained, Michael went out of anxiety and fear because he was so energetic like this, because he could lose his wife, that as soon as her face drained after that half hour, he went into exhaustion.
Yeah.
And what you don't get is this. When you have false evidence appearing real, or there's something really life-threatening there, so whether you think it's there, whether you're just thinking it and it's not happening, or it is there, you cause the same damage. So seeing that Michael knows nothing about health, which the majority don't, they only know how to kill themselves without knowing it, and it's the God's truth. Don't you dare tell me that your family eats right. Don't you dare tell me that anybody eats right. Everybody eats garbage. Everybody's a bloody garbage can. Okay? Now, here's the deal. And it's not their fault. They're not stupid. They're programmed. And I want to get into that part right now. So, soon as Michael saw her face go down, has he gone into complete exhaustion?
Yeah.
Because now the tiger with the teeth is gone, and now he can relax, and now his body goes, okay, now that you've terrorized yourself and you've been dumping adrenaline and cortisol into your body for almost 10 days now, when you stop and the tiger's not ready to eat you, now we're going to put you in bed.
Yeah.
And understand something. He's exhausted, isn't he?
Oh, he's been...
So now he's going to be out. Now he went on a business trip today. He'll come home Friday. And hopefully he doesn't have to take the kids all over the place this weekend, does he? Because this weekend, he's going to be laid out. And he could be sick. He might have a fever. He'll be stiff all over. If he doesn't drink a lot of hot water, if he doesn't eat right at these meetings, well, chances are he's not going to. He might have a couple of drinks too, because these are business meetings, and you got to fit into the crowd. So I wouldn't fit in because I wouldn't drink for anybody's money or eat crap for anybody. Okay, but luckily I'm in the health business, so I'm just a health nut anyways. But the reality is watch when he comes home. Okay, watch when he comes home. You cannot go through any heavy-duty stress and fear, whether it's real or unreal. It'll still devastate your body. Okay, so now she's feeling great.
Yeah.
Okay, she's feeling great. Now, I told her that this will be the last time this happens, that you actually created this along with the creator of everything to take you to the edge and feel like you were going to lose your life because you keep saying you want to stand up for yourself, okay? Because guess what? Teenagers, they want everything, and they want it now. And they will have a tantrum like their parents for not hours, but days, weeks, months, because they've been taught that if you scream loud enough and you cause enough stress, you're going to break your parents down and get whatever you want. So now you're looking at things differently, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
So now there's no war between her and the kids. She'll lovingly say, no, we've already talked about it. And you can stay here and talk about it with yourself, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, because remember something, parents love their children, and their children believe that they're immortal and that they should have everything that every other spoiled child is getting today, because the parents are so busy trying to pay for all the things because we're so materialistic.
Yeah.
And Rami and Michael are trying to have something look like a real family still. And understand something, everything that's going on, it has nothing to do with anything except tearing every family apart. Yeah. That's it. Okay? Okay. I'm vaxxed. I'm unvaxxed. I want to be this religion. I want to be this diet. I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Whatever they can do to pull us apart.
Yes.
I could go into this really deep and tell you that's why there's so many different religions, so many different languages, so many different colors of people. And then you're going to tell me that God created everything. And I'll tell you that's not true. I'll tell you that everything was set up so that we could never come united together. Let me tell you something. If you think I'm wrong, who do you hate? What do you hate? Okay, 99% of the population here will not admit it. 99 out of 100 hate somebody or hate something. And that's how you just lost yourself, and you'll never find yourself again. You cannot hate something or hate another human being or hate cancer, because you can't hate things, and whatever you focus on, you're going to get more of. So understand that. So yesterday you went to see the doctor, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And a surgeon, and he's the one who took the tubes out. And again, he went through the history and everything, and he said, well, you potentially could not be here today because of what happened, and that's why they suggested this. And then I started saying, you know what, if I felt from one day to the other that I was healing, being in the hospital, my body can heal fast enough to be able to not need that, and I'm not going to do it. And after a while, he kind of talked, but he was more like, I agree. Went to look at my studies again, came back, and he said, you know what? He's like, you are right. He's like, we could take a look. There's options we can do. And he's like, you actually, with your studies, you have no diabetes. You have nothing. You've never taken medication. Thank God, that I don't do any of that. And that helps.
Just remember something. The more medication you've taken, okay, the more they own you. Okay? The more you've been in the hospital, that makes you a sick person, right?
Yeah.
But you're sick here. You're not sick here. But being sick here long enough, strong enough, we'll get it. Somebody says there's no sound, but there's got to be sound. Okay, I don't know what there's... let me see here. I'll put my phone on. Okay? But I will tell you this much, and you can tell them the truth if not. 12 hours after you took the thunder shrooms,
yeah.
She went back in for another blood test, okay?
At 6 o'clock, I started, like I said last time.
Tell them what happened here. Today, let's say they took a blood test. Oh, we're worried. This is going to go into your bone. We're going to have to cut your jaw out. This could be life-threatening. Yeah. She started the mushrooms at 6 o'clock at night, or what time?
5 o'clock at night.
5 o'clock she started that night.
Then I did 11 o'clock at night again. The next day, 6 o'clock in the morning, they draw blood out. They start checking everything, and the surgeon, which again, he was the only one that was like logical and, sanity there. And he's like, I am amazed the way your body is healing. And he said, your blood count was very high yesterday. We were worried. And today it came out perfect.
Perfect. Wasn't even 12 hours.
No, and I hadn't even taken the morning dose yet because it was too early. And
I don't want to sound like a marketeer, but there is nothing on this planet that will kick the immune system around within just a few hours.
And I feel it in my body, Daryl. I told her, if I didn't have this here and the cut and the whatever I have here, the wound.
Yeah, they did confirm. They said that the infection was in her jawbone. Remember I said that. And they said that they were going to have to cut part of her jawbone out. Did they say it?
Yes, they did.
It's going to go.
Yeah.
And this is really getting Michael, right? Like Michael's just, and your mind goes to that's coming out. Now there's steel plates in here. And you ever have a sliver? Well, have a steel plate in here with 2 screws come from the mandible in here to attach the jaw. And then guess what? You know what's going to happen? She's going to have so much trouble for the rest of her life. They're always wanting to stick implants. No, they're not, Dr. Wolfe. Screws, plates, rods, stents, mesh. Okay, all right? Okay, seriously? The implant industry wants at least, okay, first of all, the drug industry says that we should be able to have people, when they're 10 years old, they should be on one drug when they're 22, when they're 33. Don't look at this. Look in the manuals that they go to school with. That's what we're looking at. So by the time you're 50 on 5 different drugs, and they're saying that you should have at least 3 implants in you before you die.
Oh my God.
I'm not making this up. Why don't you go and watch the A to Z masterclass? I'll give it to you free. Go to click on masterclass at the top of the page, and then go in and click on A to Z masterclass, and then go in there and then put in Wolfe Non-Surgical and get a $1,000 course for free, and then tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? All right. So
So the mushrooms, and as I'm taking them every day, I feel so strong. It's amazing, Daryl.
And I think the mushrooms are actually like for 60 of the critical care. There's critical care and there's vital care. The vital care, they range around 30 years old, these mushrooms. Are you ready for this? We're the only people outside of Asia that actually carry these. It took me over a year to convince this person. He's been doing this for 45 years. He's the best in the world. These mushrooms are 90 years old, 90. They grow in the wild on trees in the mountains of Asia. I'm not making this stuff up. Nobody can make this stuff up. And the reality is that you will notice them within a few hours. Now, you can go, what a sales pitch that is, but he has studied these for 40 years, this doctor. And what they've seen is this kicks your immune system right back into full 100% swing. And most people, their immune systems are down by 95%. When you have autoimmune disease, your immune system, it can't communicate anymore. So what it does, it goes in and it activates. It reactivates and regenerates the immune system very fast. How long did it take? A few hours, right?
A few hours.
Yeah.
And I was telling Daryl this morning, I feel better right now, stronger than I did over a month ago before this all started. I did not have energy, and I think there was something already building in by myself. But I feel great. I feel so much energy. I want to be again to the way I am, and I'm so happy.
But I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to think that I'm a bit of a scoundrel, okay? And I'm going to tell you something right now. We were told to put the critical care on sale at $397. I don't know what I sell it for. I think it's around $330 or $340. That's as low as we can bring it. And you're going to go, wow, 60 capsules and it's that much money? Well, understand something. If you want to go buy mushrooms, okay, the other ones that they sell all around the world, and I'm talking about 98% of them are grown in a laboratory and they're 6 weeks old. I'm talking about 90-year-old mushrooms, okay, that have been studied that have the highest power in restoring the immune system. If you don't restore your immune system, you're never going to heal. And I told Rami that if you do the daily cleansing tea, if you do the black diamond, you do the black gold, and you also
Merigen.
And you do the Merigen, and you do the IGF 300,000, which gives you the same amount of IGF as when you were in your 20s. That'll create the energy, okay? And you do the thunder shrooms. We'll have you turned around. I told her you will feel it within 24 to 36 hours. And you felt it there. Well, no, you didn't feel it. The medical system told her that next morning her blood changed completely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the following day, the surgeon again went in and he's like, "You need to go. I want you home. I don't want you here. Go get some sun. Go swim. Go do whatever you want to do." And he was the only one. The rest were like, "You need to go. You need to go back to you're not. They just wanted to keep me there for 6 months. But I'm feeling it, and even just started taking.
So you do understand that they said 6 months. Do you understand that this was supposed to go on and drag on forever? An actual PICC line in our heart, and it's already over.
Yeah.
It's already over. And you started the shrooms 3 days ago?
No, well, last Wednesday night.
Last Wednesday night. Okay, so I don't even, yeah, so that's how long?
7 days.
7 days. See,
Yeah.
don't
Today,
trust
tonight.
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing. And at the beginning, I just took that because I couldn't even put anything in my mouth. But just the thunder shrooms, that changed my life in 1.5 days.
And I'll be honest with you, everyone. I demand a lot from my body. I'm not trying to save the world. I'm trying to change people one person at a time. And I'll tell you, when we went on the road about 25 days ago, I've been on the road. I have to tell you that it might have shown a little bit, but I really did feel exhausted. I went on and did 3 of the thunder shrooms, critical care, three times a day. Okay? And I needed to do that. I did that for about 10 days. And now I just went back to what I usually do, and that's just taking one vital care, because in the vital care thunder shrooms, they're 30 years old and they're double. There's 2 caps in one. You just need to take one a day. And I'm back now. So it would have taken me a lot longer, and I didn't, okay. I don't have the time to go and get sick. Okay, I don't. A lot of people do because they don't have a lot going on. And I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. But if you take a look at my schedule, tomorrow I start a New World Practitioner training. If anybody's interested, we're in it'll be in McPhinney. And we start off McKinney, and we start off with the whole life coach certification. We still have one spot left in both courses and the non-surgical. And then from there, I finish the whole life coach. I fly right to Ixtapa, and we start at the World Healing and Training Center. And we start one on the 10th, September the 10th. Yeah, 10th. Then I do a whole life coach there, and then I fly back into Barrie, where I'm going to go into Barrie this time, Ontario. When I go through the customs border this time, I am not going to even allow the government nurse, because once you deny the ArriveCan app, once you deny quarantine lockdown, once you deny the quarantine lockdown, once you don't give them your phone number, once you don't give them your address, they go, well, you need to go see the government nurse here, okay? Well, I'm not even going to go see her this time. I'm going to say, no, give me my passport back, and I'm going to walk out. So I'm going to show you, we're going to bring it up another step. So understand something. When you're in the hospital, bring an advocate. And when you go through the Canadian border, reach down and find your ovaries or your testicles, one or the other, and stand in your power. And you need to learn how to stand in your power, okay? Now, today, it's going to be a little bit busy day. I've got to go prepare for all of this for the course tomorrow. And, so I'm going to be going to Barrie after Ixtapa, and I'm doing 2 back-to-back courses. And then I'm going back to Ixtapa to do another course in November.